What's going on here?
Finally a third party. Maybe you can settle this argument for us.
Ma'am, is this man causing you grief?
Not nearly as much as she's caused me, I can assure you.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're back with another episode of Rosewater. This is going to be our second episode here in the game. Now, we are picking up right where we left off, which I don't remember exactly what we were doing. We were going to this building, I guess. I don't remember. It's been a little while since I recorded it. Now, the first episode, I had a lot of issues with the music in this game as far as copyright stuff goes, so I decided to just mute the music in the game moving forward here. So let's figure out what was going on here.
What's on your mind?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon. The whiskey had loosened his lips and he blabbed all about the success of his Aurum claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Aurum in Clark's research and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See, his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble with some other folk. Poor bastard was shot dead in the street.
I see.
That's right, we're looking for...
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
We're on some kind of a treasure hunt, weren't we?
Guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open for us.
That's a serious-looking lock.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Dynamite would be nice. How about a locksmith?
Some dynamite, maybe?
Now that's not a bad idea. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy. Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Stokes. Alright, let's take a look around. What do we got here?
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
It's in a
Probably
mailbox.
beats having to hike into town, though.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery. Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. There must be at least 30 empty bottles in these crates.
I once drank 10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
Did you win?
Well, yes, and no.
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start belly aching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
Dr. Clark really liked...
October 25th, 1850. Dear Miss Leger, I'd like to...
That's not the one we're looking for.
Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersoul. P.S. How you managed to rig a TT-180 console to control both your equipment and door mechanisms still baffles me. Mine is destined for the scrapyard.
Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up himself. Locked up tight.
Whoever closed this place up really didn't want anybody getting in.
Why not just break a window?
This is one of the sturdiest locks I've ever seen.
I think we're gonna need to get creative. The fort's stockpile might have something that could help.
The good doctor was pretty
Nothing else to see around here, really. How about this rope? Can't interact with that at all. Alright, let's go. Who's this?
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
We're not sightseers. We're trying to get into the lab. Do you know a way in?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait! You forgot your hat?
What was that all about?
Good question. Tinfoil. Why was that man wearing it as a hat? This isn't really my style.
A tinfoil hat, huh?
No sign of that odd bearded fellow. I wonder where he scampered off to.
I reckon we got ourselves bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger. Hey, look, a show!
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
Who did you say you were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
Afraid not.
Híjole, it really is true. Vespuccians don't pay attention to anything unless it happens right in front of their faces. You do not know of the new Spanish Revolution?
Should I?
Ugh.
What about this revolution, then?
I do not have the time or the desire to explain the particulars of our struggle to you. Pick up a non-imperialist periodical if you can find one, and you might learn something.
Excuse me?
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly you know more about it than I do.
That's all for now. Happy shooting.
Thanks, gringa. Vaya.
That was rude.
Nobody in sight, but I'm sure there are guards somewhere.
Caramba!
Hey, anybody in there?
What is it?
We'd like to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not in the market for entertainment. It's like I said. Oh, damn blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
You call yourself a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look,
I don't like her
I can't help it.
at all.
Sorry.
I wouldn't be asking to see Captain Stokes if it wasn't important.
I opened the gate for the last person who said that to me today. And what did I get as a reward? His two cronies raising hell for the past hour. No, ma'am, not again.
Would you happen to know anything about the lab just over that way?
No, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
They want to try shooting the bottles.
Why are you giving this to me?
I thought you might be able to use them for targets.
A fine thought. Put them on the wall over there. My thanks. Anda! Híjole!
Hey!
You again. What is it now?
Say, do you think you could practice your
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another profession.
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it? How about we use those bottles I gave you as targets?
Very well. Prepare to be humiliated.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
How many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am feeling generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Here we go.
Damn it.
Here we go.
Damn it.
Incoming.
You missed.
Incoming.
Well, I'll be.
Incoming.
I'll get the next one.
Let us hope you improve very quickly. All right, for real this time.
Ready, set, incoming.
Nice shot.
Here we go.
Well, I'll be.
Bottle in the air.
Well, I'll be.
Here we go.
Damn it.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
My turn.
Incoming.
Híjole.
Here we go.
Dale.
Bottle in the air.
Anda.
Incoming.
Anda.
Incoming.
Damn. What? You beat me? I don't believe this. Beaten by a pinche gringa pendeja. Eugenio, vámonos de aquí.
Nothing worse than a sore loser.
That was some great shooting, Miss Leger.
Tell me something I don't know.
I knew bringing her along was a wise move.
Hey, guard.
What is it?
Sure is a nice peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
Alright. Nothing else to interact with over there. Let's go in.
Well now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain. Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
That's right. I'm glad to see you on your feet again. That was a nasty tumble you had.
Ah, of course. The newspaper office. I owe you my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir?
I am General Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
We're looking for help getting into the abandoned lab back there.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
We're looking for something, and there's a chance we could find some clues there.
Only clues? Perhaps there are other useful items as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives. I just do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but...
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
That he is, and he doesn't ever seem to let up.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
I'm guessing he's another
Sorry,
party member.
who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land? Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Miss Leger, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Engines!
Ambush.
So far, we have been stymied in our efforts to search Clark's laboratory. Captain Stokes let out a search patrol, and he let all us supplicants tag along. But it wasn't enough to deter the native war party that ambushed us. Stokes slipped the trap laid for him, leaving us four to stand in his stead. Now we await intelligence of our captors and some sign of our fate.
Well, isn't this a fine turn of events?
Alright, let's take a look around here.
Must be for storage. Completely empty. Empty.
For now.
This basket's full of soap.
Well, at least we can keep clean.
Uh-huh. Except there is no water in here.
Then let's hope we can get out of here soon.
I suppose all of these were made here. Quite a collection. It's quite ornate. Brightens the place up, I suppose.
It is noble to find beauty in dark moments, but perhaps not so very useful.
Alright, I like this guy, I think.
Phil?
Eh?
I never imagined volunteering for a search party would include free accommodation.
I must say, of everyone I have shared a jail cell with, you have the liveliest sense of humor.
So, this isn't the first time you've been locked up?
Certainly not.
Me neither. Matter of fact, this is my second time in as many days.
Really? What happened?
The sheriff in Rosewater arrested me for knocking out a little ruffian, but these two bailed me out.
Pity getting out of here won't be so simple.
Or will it?
Got any suggestions for how we might get out of here?
Not just yet. I want to see how things play out.
What do you mean?
Something about this does not feel right. We know very little of our captors. I cannot devise anything until that changes.
I'll just be over here. Doesn't look very sturdy.
But it's barred on the other side.
Oh, what I would not give for a stick or two of dynamite right now.
A block of soap. Now, if only I had some water. Smells like lye. That's not going to get the door open.
Okay, I don't seem to be able to combine any items.
This isn't... Hey, anybody out there? Let us out.
I'd save my breath if I was you.
Doesn't...
But it's...
Hey, Jake?
Miss Legere?
Making yourself comfortable?
Not really. His bench is hard as a rock. Could do with some back support, too. But it's as good a place as any to think of a way out of here.
Had any ideas for escaping yet?
You'll be the first to know, I assure you.
Did you manage to see what became of Captain Stokes?
No, I was a mite preoccupied. But I'm inclined to take the fact that he's not in here with us as a favorable sign.
Surely a fellow of daring do like yourself has been in a predicament like this before?
More times than I can count.
How'd you manage to get free?
Well, you gotta understand, every situation's different. Easiest way's usually bribing a guard, but sometimes you gotta get creative. Well, it's one time but no, that wouldn't work here.
Why not?
'Cause I'd need a few things, and coming by them in here will be next to impossible.
If you've got a plan, it's at least worth trying.
I reckon you're right. Main thing I need is something pliable, like wax or soft wood. Then something sharp to shape it with, and finally some shiny material. Metallic looking would be best. Find me those things, and we might be in business.
Alright.
I'll leave you to your thoughts.
Well,
A block of soap.
here's your soap.
Is this pliable enough for you?
This'll do nicely.
Will this
Tinfoil.
work for what you need?
Shiny and metallic. Perfect.
I still need something sharp. Anybody got a knife?
Phil?
Eh?
You heard Jake's plan. Got anything that might fit the bill?
I do not believe so.
I'll
Good
just
talk.
be over here.
Alright, enough with the pacing.
Hey, Danny?
What is it?
Could you knock it off with the pacing? It's not helping.
Sorry.
Hey, Danny?
Miss Leger?
Hey, Danny?
Miss Leger?
I can't talk to him anymore. I need something. I gotta find something sharp.
Completely empty. Wonder what they use these for.
Head catchers would be my guess.
Hey, it's not funny.
It was not meant to be.
Empty.
That bit there about the console is interesting.
Hey, Jake?
Miss Leger?
Could you remind me?
Sure. Something sharp I can use for shaping.
I'll leave you to your thoughts. Completely empty. Completely empty.
I don't see anything else to interact with.
Doesn't look very...
But it's...
Oh, what?
Hey, anybody out there? Let us out.
I'd save my breath if I was you.
Hey, Danny?
Miss Leger?
I suppose all of these were made here. Dried corn. At least we won't starve.
If that's all there is, starving might be preferable.
Dried corn.
If that's all...
Dried corn.
If that's all...
Oh, what did I just open? A logbook or something. Is there a way to see the hotspots? I don't remember. No, that's not helpful.
Doesn't look.
But it's...
I need something sharp.
This basket's full of soap.
Well, at least we can keep clean.
Uh-huh.
Then let's hope we...
I suppose all of these were made here. Quite a collection. Phil?
Eh?
Did you see what became of Captain Stokes?
Yes, though I wish I had not. Pinche cobarde.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
He turned and ran. Took his men and abandoned us. To think I held him as a man of honor. Bastardo! Whoa!
Easy there, Phil.
Forgive me, but I cannot abide a deserter.
It takes a low sort to abandon someone who's counting on you. I'll just be over here.
Looking all over the place for something sharp. We just had to talk to him and get him to smash the thing. Very annoying.
This sharp enough for you?
It'll do, it'll do. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. You got everything.
Sure did. Now, will you tell me about this plan of yours?
I'm bluffing our way out of
all
here.
3 items.
Give me a few minutes and you'll see what I mean. Voila.
You carved a gun out of soap and wrapped it in tinfoil?
That's right.
In all my days, I don't think I've seen anything quite so boneheaded.
And have you got any better ideas?
Suppose not.
I thought as much. Anyhow, soon as somebody comes in, I'll draw this and catch 'em off guard. You knock 'em out in the confusion, then we make our escape.
And you have confidence this will work?
These folk don't know firearms, they can't tell the difference.
But, what if...
Hello in there? I'm coming inside.
Well, ain't this fortuitous?
This is our 4th party member.
Greetings. I'm Nadine. I've come to...
Hands up!
Is that a fake gun?
Yes?
Don't mind my friend here. Nadine, was it?
Yes, Nadine Redbird.
Harley Leger. Listen, Nadine, you have to help us out of here. We mean your people no harm.
I'm just here to make sure none of you are hurt. Chief's orders. She also wants to speak with whoever's in charge of your group.
That would be me.
All due respect, sir, but after that little trick you just pulled, you're out of the running.
I'll go then.
All right, come with me. I bring you Miss Harley Leger, representing the captives.
Thank you, Nadine. You may return and tend to the others.
I will.
Enter and be welcome. You may call me Chief Lutzi. I am responsible for the people of this village.
Pleasure's all mine.
You have violated the borders of the Autumn Nation, duly established by recognized treaty with your government. Miss Leger, why are you here?
Captain Stokes is missing some troops, and we were helping in the search.
You serve Stokes. Curious, you do not dress like a soldier.
We have nothing to do with the fort.
Who are you then?
I'm a journalist for the Rosewater Post. My companions and I are researching Dr. Bennett Clark. We only came to Stokes to ask for help getting inside the abandoned laboratory on the other side of the valley. Thought maybe you could spare some dynamite or something. But first we had to ride with him to find First Lieutenant Mulberry and his missing men.
I see. What did he tell you of us?
Let's just say he didn't paint a very pretty picture.
Unsurprising. Do you share his opinion?
Not at all. Stokes is just some windbag I met this morning. I'll make up my own mind.
That is good to know. The Arcanum mean you no harm, Miss Leger. However, for months, the fort soldiers have routinely violated our borders and harassed our people. Just last night, a band of them came, led by this man, Mulberry. They attacked us in our fields and set fire to our crops.
So what happened then?
Though our people suffered many injuries, we managed to extinguish the fires and chase off one of the soldiers. The other, I'm afraid, did not live. As for Mulberry, we captured him. He is under guard in one of our empty storehouses. Stokes has turned our village into a prison, and now he is recruiting civilians to come after us. I fear this will not end until everything we have has been turned to ash. But I cannot allow that. Something must be done.
I really don't want to get involved.
We need to show Stokes that it's in his best interest to leave you in peace.
I agree. And I believe I know a way to do that, which will benefit us both.
I'm listening.
Our scouts have observed an army wagon making regular deliveries to the fort from Rosewater. It comes in the night, when few others are willing to travel, and always it arrives a day or two after the train stops in town.
Then that would be... tonight? I just arrived on the latest train into Rosewater.
Yes, exactly. I cannot know for sure, but I believe this wagon carries supplies, along with weapons and munitions. The soldiers use these to strengthen themselves, then come and deprive us of what little we have. If you and your people were to obtain them, it would be to our mutual benefit. We would have a means of defense. You would have the tools to enter this laboratory, and Stokes would be deprived of his armaments.
You're proposing we raid a military supply wagon? That sounds awfully risky.
Our peaceableness has brought us no safety. In doing nothing, we risk extermination at the hands of these men.
Tonight, then, huh?
Tonight, or not at all. The cover of darkness will be to your advantage. Our scouts have also noted that only 2 men guard the wagon.
Guess I'd better tell the others and get to planning.
You are welcome to rest here in the meantime.
Thank you, Chief Lutzi.
May the Earthmaker guide you.
Everyone in good shape?
Mr. Luo has some minor bruising, but your friends are otherwise healthy.
Good to know. Hey, fellas, come on out here. We got some business to discuss.
I take it your meeting with the chief went well?
It did. These are good people who can help us if we help them.
Help them? With what?
With Stokes and the fort. Turns out the reason Mulberry didn't come back is that he was taken prisoner while conducting an unprovoked raid on this village. A raid Stokes himself ordered.
What?
Army soldiers have been crossing into Otham territory and attacking them without justification.
It's true. I have treated many of the wounded myself.
Hijo de la... We cannot let this injustice stand.
That is troubling. But what can we do about it?
Chief Lutzi suggested we hit him where it hurts, the fort's supply chain. So we'll be carrying out our own raid on a delivery wagon.
And to think just yesterday you were having reservations about robbing folk. Reckon it's true what they say about the frontier changing people.
It may be stealing, but we're doing it to help the Autumn. I can live with that.
Sometimes one must perform distasteful acts in
A very
service of a
Robin Hood
righteous
of us.
cause.
Now listen up, because we've got some preparations to make. And the wagon will be coming through tonight, according to the chief. We can get the munitions Phil needs to get us into the lab, along with some weapons and supplies for the Autumn.
Ah, the old 1-2 punch. I like it.
Only question is, what's the best approach?
I'm thinking we create a distraction. We get the wagon to stop, then you and I keep the driver occupied while Danny and Phil sneak the stuff out.
I prefer a more direct approach. You said the wagon was poorly guarded, eh? We have enough fighters to overpower them. When they see they are outmatched, we should be able to take what we need without firing a shot.
Wouldn't it be better to do this without drawing any attention? You could set up a roadblock, then sneak out what you need while they investigate.
All good plans. Have you got anything, Danny?
No, but I think we should be careful. Something like this could so easily go wrong.
So, what's it going to be?
Distraction, direct attack, create a roadblock. And attacking would just increase hostilities between the two. That's probably the easiest thing, but it's got to be out. Distract the driver, create a roadblock. I think we're gonna go with
I like
distract the
Jake's
driver.
plan.
All right, just follow my lead. If things start to go south, say, hang up the fiddle. That'll be the cue for Danny and Phil to vamoose.
I can help too, if you need an extra pair of hands.
Oh, well, sure. That'd be much appreciated, Miss Redbird.
Well, we better get ready. Let's hope this goes off without a hitch.
What's going on here?
Ah, finally a third party. Maybe you can settle this argument for us.
Ma'am, is this man causing you grief?
Not nearly as much as she's caused me, I can assure you.
What in the world is that wagon? Where are the horses?
You read the will same as I did. Mama left those jewels to me, not you.
Mama wasn't right in the head. She didn't know her patoot from her elbow.
What's going on out here?
These two lackwits are standing in the middle of the path. This ain't no place for a family quarrel.
What in the Sam Hill are you two doing out here this time of night anyway?
We had a bit of wagon trouble on our way home to Rosewater. You ever been there?
Yes, sir. It's where I grew up.
After all we've been through, I need a drink. I'll be glad for some rest at the Jack of Diamonds.
Oh, sure. Love that place.
Me too. I wouldn't mind forgetting our troubles. Like how our wagon turned over and stranded us out here.
Your wagon turned over? How'd that happen?
Something ran out in front of us, spooked our horse.
It was a sneaky little coyote came out of nowhere.
Yeah, these hills are lousy with the little varmints.
Well, we can't offer you a ride, but we can send someone from the fort to come get you, assuming you don't kill each other first.
Oh, don't worry about us. We quarrel all the time, like cats and dogs in a gunny sack.
Yes, Ma always had to be the peacekeeper, bless her soul.
Your offer is most appreciated, but won't be necessary.
So, you don't need our help? Why'd you stop us then?
In all fairness, you stopped at your own volition.
But we are glad you did. Your concern is very much appreciated.
Think nothing of it, ma'am.
You folks sure you'll be okay out here on your own?
Sure, we'll be fine. Sorry for any inconvenience we may have caused you.
Don't you think it's about time we hang up the fiddle?
Right. Thanks for your time, gentlemen.
You have come back to us, and it seems your hunt was successful.
Miss Leger, I gotta say, I ain't seen bluffing that good since I cleaned out Aces O'Reilly at the poker table.
Thanks. I've picked up a few tricks over the years.
Yes, we recovered firearms, ammunition, and some additional food.
Did you obtain what you needed?
Yes, with this dynamite, getting into the lab will be quite easy.
Then I am glad the raid proved fruitful.
Chief Lutzi, I am curious. Now that you can arm your people, what is your plan?
I can certainly understand your curiosity, General Marquez.
You know me?
We are close enough to the new Spanish border to keep informed of current events. To answer your question, we will defend ourselves. Peace has not worked against those who wish to harm us, so we must answer them with force.
You strike me as a wise and capable leader, but allow me to offer one piece of advice. Do not underestimate your enemy. Nothing angers a tyrant like a show of resistance.
I appreciate it, General, but I believe we will overcome.
I truly hope you do.
So, there's something else. Several crates in the wagon were marked Rosewater. I thought it was strange, considering that's where the wagon was coming from. And not only that, we found a safe filled with Aurum bars.
I wanted to take them, but Danny refused.
What the hell, kid? You never turn away free money.
I'm sorry. They were marked. They wouldn't have been any good to us.
Danny did right, Miss Leger. Last thing we want is the army on our case. Or God forbid the Blackburns.
The Union Busters?
Unions, heads, you name it.
The big question is, why send Aurum to the fort?
An intriguing line of inquiry, but I ain't sure the fort's dealings should concern us.
Perhaps not. But I am curious as well. Something unusual is happening here. Stokes was all too happy to aid our cause before my exile. Now he acts like a stranger. It cannot be a coincidence. I am going to charge my Lieutenant General with finding out more about these shipments.
Chasing more wagons full of Aurum?
Something like that. It is clear there will be no more aid from Stokes now, and I still have an army to outfit. Perhaps we will find something we can actually keep.
If money's what you're after, maybe you'd entertain the notion of joining our posse. That goes for you too, Miss Redbird.
What are you talking about?
I'll explain everything on the way back to the lab. Danny, you stay here and help unload the supplies. You can give Nadine the lowdown. Come meet us when you're done.
Will do.
I am sending one of our hunters to return Mulberry to the fort. He can show you the way back.
Much appreciated. Right, let's get a move on. You coming with me and Phil, Miss Leger?
And missing all the fireworks when you finally set them off? I think not. And can it with the Miss Leger bunk? It's Harley.
Duly noted. Now let's get going.
Just one more thing before you go, Harley. You said you were a journalist, yes?
That's right.
Do you believe the townspeople would take an interest in our cause?
Some might. I can certainly tell my employer about the treatment you've received.
Please do. I have a statement I would like you to carry back. The Autumn are a peaceful people. We wish to be your good neighbors and friends. But if a Vespuccian soldier or any other person comes with violent intent to harm us, we will do what we must to protect our people.
Got it. Would you be willing to sit for an interview with someone from the post?
Gladly. My words are for all who will listen with open hearts.
I'll make sure your message is received.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing us back, partner. We can take it from here. Well, would you look at that?
His hat.
Didn't think I'd be seeing old Jesse again. I'm keeping this arrowhead as a good luck charm. And who knows? Maybe some collector out there would be interested in acquiring the arrowhead that nearly wiped out Gentleman Jake.
Híjole. Is he always like this?
I wonder how things will go for the Otham now that they have firearms.
Well enough, I hope. Provided they don't point them at us.
I shouldn't leave this here.
It's good to see someone who respects their country.
You're quite certain you know what you're doing?
Just leave everything to me, and stand far, far back.
That was
impressive work
awful
there,
lot of
Phil.
dynamite for such a small
And
explosion.
an explosion will certainly liven up your article. Eh, Harley?
Alright, let's go ahead and save the game. And then we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here for today. Been playing for a while, made a little bit of progress. Yeah, and I guess we'll see what's inside the lab in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.